We're going to be cooking a vegan potato and spinach salad, but this one's got a little bit of a twist.
Welcome to our channel, Over Seasoned Cooks. Between us, we've cooked over 100 years, and we'd love to share some of our experiences with you all. Maybe if you're not much of a cook or a baker, come and check our channel out, and we do simple, basic, cheap, and easy to cook recipes. We're recording this video from Slovenia, and we're living in a camper van. You can do most recipes on a stovetop because that's all we have in our camper van. I also love this potato salad. Jolene introduced it to me many years ago, and it's still one of my favourites. I'm Kathy, and my wife here, Jolene, is my sidekick, and we're travelling around Europe for 2 years. So subscribe and let's cook and bake together. Don't go away, because this is an amazing recipe, quick and easy to cook, and you can add it to your collection.
And we found this amazing salad here, which is actually called motovilets or motovilats. This one I think is hydroponically grown because it's got the roots and all on it, but they actually grow quite large. They grow to about this size. What makes this salad or this lettuce really interesting, it's got such a very soft, tender leaf on it, yet it's one of the very first lettuces that grows underneath, just underneath the surface of the snow, when the snow isn't very thick and there's plenty of light coming through. This can actually grow, and what happens is after it grows, the seeds fall back down again, the ones that you don't pick, and next year it grows again and again and again, so you can have a perpetual growth out of this particular plant. If you can't find this plant, which is probably in most cases, you can just use baby spinach. It works equally as well. This one here has got a slightly different taste to what spinach does. It's very, very tender, like I said, and has a slight nutty taste after it, which goes really, really well with potatoes. This is an old school recipe, dates back to the days of my grandparents, which turn of the last century, whatever, 100 years or so ago, and they used to make this, and I used to eat this when I was a child, and it's a really, really yummy recipe. You can experiment a little bit with seasonings, and if you do it right, you can make this very easily a recipe without that gluggy mayo potato salad that we're so commonly used to. Let's begin. You start off with some potatoes. You can have about 2 or 3 potatoes to this sort of amount of salad. That's fine. Once you've boiled the potato, it's good to pop it into some water and let it cool down. The cooler the potato, the firmer it will sort of get, and it's easier to cut and it's not so crumbly. So also a quick tip, don't overcook the potato because it will be too crumbly. You can have this as a warm potato salad, but don't have it too hot or too warm because it will wilt the lettuce a little bit too quickly, or the spinach, depending on what you're using. Let's cut the potato up into chunks that are kind of a mouthful, but not too small, because you don't want it to disintegrate or fall to pieces and you end up with mashed potato. So let's cut it up into nice little chunks. Roughly 1 centimetre or 1/2 inch slices. They can be quite large. You can just about do them any old shape and size you like. This is the sort of size you want. Pop that into a bowl. Now that we have the potatoes in here, we need to add a little bit of water. Because what happens is if you put vinegar or anything strong on top of the potato's a bit porous and it's a bit like a sponge. It will soak that area up, and you won't get a couple of potatoes which are really, really sour. So let's just add a little bit of water and give it some moisture.
How much water do you add?
To this many potatoes, probably about 2 tablespoons. So you can just pour it or sprinkle it over the potatoes, and you can always add a little bit more. It also helps dilute all the salt and everything. What happens is you end up with a small pool of water down below. You can use that to toss the remainder of the potatoes. Once done, we can add a little bit of seasoning to the whole dish before we put the salad in. Pick your favourite oil. I prefer a light oil, one that hasn't got overly strong flavours, because the potatoes and the lettuce don't really have a very powerful taste, and the oil can take it away. You can put it a little bit more than average. Helps it all stick together too. And my favourite, apple cider vinegar. A little bit of apple cider vinegar, probably about 1/2 tablespoon. And then you can always add a little bit more if you need to later. course, the good old pepper. I like pepper. And of course add some sea salt, but in my case I'm going to use powdered vegetable stock. Quite like the flavour, so in with the vegetable stock instead of salt. It's probably better for you too. Give that a sprinkle. Give it a quick toss. And now add the lettuce. We'll put the whole pile in. Yum. You can see why I seasoned it first. Give it a nice toss. Once you've tossed it all through, you can even let it sit for maybe 15-20 minutes, half an hour, it doesn't matter, and let all the flavours permeate through the whole dish. Gives it a little bit of extra kind of a balance to the whole lot, but definitely taste it. Make sure that what you have is kind of about right, and then adjust the seasoning and whatever you need accordingly. I'm quite happy with this. In fact, you can just about have this as a meal onto its own. It's really, really lovely.
Let's do a taste test. Yum. Bit of green. Way better than mayo in a salad. Don't forget you can put baby spinach in instead of the M1.
The mortar violets.
Yep, that's it. And or onion. If you are going to use onion, I would suggest that you use red onion and chop it really finely. Bon appetit.